Hi guys, it's all killer, no filler, total frustration. I've been thinking about a little intro for you guys, if you don't mind. Is that all right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was thinking about this today. There's over 140 years of musical experience. Is that right? I'm 50 fucking two now, by the way.
Yeah,
Just turned.
47.
And Dom is
56.
Well, yeah, there's plenty. Is that more like 150 years, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
And it is musical experience because my mum sang Black Sabbath to me when I was born to get me to sleep.
Did she really?
No, not really. No, she hates metal.
What is this? For me.
But anyway, I've been thinking about a couple of things. So Dom, I mean, he's just amazing, and I was thinking an excellent like middle name for you almost. Like this is Dom, you can't kill my rock and roll Macaulay. I think that's just apt, didn't you? Because that's a song by Hardcore Superstar as well, I believe. So
It is,
and it's got rock and roll in the title.
Yep, absolutely.
And of course we got, I mean, look, viewers, I know he's sexist. Only female singers, but it's Jam, the rule maker, Rawlingson. Yeah, do you like that?
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like to make the rules.
Wow,
I spent about 3 hours thinking of all that shit.
Fantastic.
Anyway, anyway, we're up to 2015, guys, and it's been a long time since our last one because, like I said, I think we're trying not to do it too quick because we love each other so much.
Exactly.
And all the pleasure we're giving the viewers, we don't want to just do it too quick. So all killer, no filler, total frustration. I mean, it's obviously you've heard about it around the world, but in case you haven't, there's a couple of rules we do on this program. Of course, on this particular year, everything from 2015, we can't double up on any song, so it's one song per album, whatever albums we choose. It's our favorite songs, but it can be a bit difficult to do that, and we can't and the track listing has to match the original track listing of the release. Go.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I love this. This is a good year, and it's getting a bit better for me as it goes on. I've got good selections here, but we're going to go to Dom for his track 1. You go, mate.
Because it's odd. Yeah.
Yeah. It's odd.
An odd year.
You're odd. Yeah.
You're odd.
Okay. So my number 1 is The Answer, UK band that were made quite a buzz coming out of the gate. This is their 5th album, believe it or not already. It's called Raise a Little Hell. I really like this record, actually. They made one other after this, Solace, which was a little bit different, a little bit darker and stuff, and I don't think it was not a great reception for that, and they haven't made anything since, but I don't think they're broken up, but I'm not sure. They've been quiet for a while. But anyway, so this is their 5th album. I would kind of describe them as maybe like Rival Sons if they had more of a AC/DC influence.
You like them, didn't you, Jam?
Yeah, good. I mean, I wouldn't, not an expert on them, but yes, I like that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's good. I like it. I'm sure you've probably seen them live. These are good. So, yeah.
I'm sure you've probably seen them live. It seems like they're playing every festival and support slot and whatever for a few years.
Yeah, and Jam's at every gig in the UK with a 150-mile radius. So
I am, yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
I'm going to see Steps next month.
No.
Steps tribute band. Yeah,
Step too far gone.
Yeah. In fact, talking about now, I'm glad you mentioned Steps. I saw James Nathan from Inglorious.
Inglorious. Yeah.
He loves Steps apparently.
Yeah.
And apparently the other night Steps were playing. He went to see him because he loves them so much, and then he got up and sang with them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I bet he was the only one singing live on that stage.
Yeah, I bet he was.
Yeah, you're right. You're right there. No, great choice,
You
mate.
know what a live microphone is. Anyway, so the answer, yeah, fifth album, Raised a Little Hell. Oh, sorry, I didn't even say the name of the song. The song I picked is "Long Live the Renegades," track 1.
Oh yeah, I know that song. I know. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah,
brilliant, mate. Thank you very much. What you got then, Jam?
Okay. Yeah, we're saying about 2015. I think I struggled a little bit on this year. I know I've already done 2016. That was a lot easier this year. I struggled a little bit, but it was good. Yeah, but it's interesting. I've got about five songs, really, really long songs. It's a year for lots of long songs. And I've also got 2 songs from EPs rather than albums as well, which is quite
cool. I've got an idea of one of the EPs will be, but that's just my guess.
All right, well, we'll see if you're all right.
God, he's here. Look, here we go.
Hello.
Yeah. I tell you, it's Jam's voice that attracts him.
I've got to say, right, I thought last night, just to go off subject, sorry, Jam, I had a better night's sleep for once, and I woke up. I know it's still early, but I do go to bed early, and I woke up before to a crying noise, and I thought, where is he? Because he's always like tucked up in bed with me, annoying me. I shut him in he was shut in the hallway downstairs. And he was going mental. He has to be with you all the time. And he was going ape shit. And he couldn't calm down then. I had to just get up at 4 because he just wouldn't.
Dear.
Yeah. Poor little vampy.
I can't believe your wife puts up with that cat in the bed.
That was part of her vows that she had to put up with.
Well, at least he's not going to be leaving hair everywhere, is he?
This is true, but he just leaves horrible, dirty marks everywhere. It's just, I'd rather
you just think you could get all the butthole and stuff because there's no hair around it. So.
No hair, no. So he flicks his eye bogies because there's no eyelashes, and she still loves me though.
I've had tea yet.
That's all right, man. Right, sorry, mate. What's your track?
Right, okay. Where were we? Right, yeah, so go to my first EP. This is from the Foo Fighters. It's from the Saint Cecilia EP, and it is the title track, Saint Cecilia, track 1, obviously. Great little EP that came out 2015. I'm not sure. I think it was a sort of a last-minute job. They didn't really advertise they were doing anything, and they just brought out this. I think it had 4 tracks on it, and yeah, it's just a great track. I think they might have played it when I saw them fairly after this, but they haven't played it recently, and obviously we don't know what's happening with them. I don't know if anybody watched the tribute concert, but it was brilliant. And I know even if you're not a Foo Fighters fan, there's some great stuff going on there. But Saint Cecilia, first title track from the EP. Yeah, track 1.
Cool. Yeah,
is that the one you're on about?
No. Okay. I've seen a few clips of the Foo Fighters thing, just Facebook stuff and that was posted, but it's quite cool. But yeah, very sad. But okay, thanks, mate. Thanks for that. So I'm going to one of my favorite bands, and they've actually got a new single out today and a new album out in October. And it's the mighty. No. But it's Striper. Yeah. So Striper are on a roll. They have been for ages now. This was like their second album, which was called Fallen. And it basically came out. It's their second one from their rejuvenation, I would say, of excellence. And the song is called Yahweh, which is some sort of thing in the Bible. I don't know what it means, but it's a bit of I think it's one of the longest songs they've ever done. It's almost a taster of what they could do if they did we've done our long song episode, and this one's like nearly 7 minutes long. And it's just brilliant. It's a epic. It's heavy as anything. It's probably one of my top 3 Striper songs, and that's saying something because I do love a lot of Striper stuff. So yeah, they've got a new single out today called Transgressor. I think it's called. I'll be reacting to that as well. But that is the new single out. It's already just been released apparently. So, but the Yahweh is, I think it's a fan's favorite. It's just epic, heavy, just really pounding song. It's brilliant. So there you go, Yahweh off of Fallen, and that was their 11th studio album. It was 6 minutes
Wow.
and 6 minutes and 21 seconds long, that one. And consider they had a big gap when Michael was growing strawberries. That ain't bad, is it?
But didn't they only have like 4 albums or 4 or 5, I guess, in the first period?
Yeah, well, yeah, they had the Yellow and Black Attack, was like an EP type thing. Then they had Soldiers Under Command. Then they had To Hell with the Devil. Then they had In God We Trust. And then they had
Against the Law.
Against the Law. There's 5, and then they went all weird, whatever.
Yeah, but
then,
they've done 6 since. Maybe because they did a re-recording thingy, didn't they?
Yeah, that's included. Their re-recording. Then they did the covering, which was their favorite.
Oh, right, gotcha. Okay.
They're on their 5th album now. That's just about to come out of their almost studio album Rebirth. Where they're really like hitting excellence, if you know what I mean. So yeah,
Striper Born Again.
They are definitely. Yahweh, number 1. Okay.
Right.
Track 2, Dom. What you got?
Track 2, I got a band called Biters. Ever heard of them? No. Okay.
No.
They're an American band from Atlanta. They only had 2 albums, but they got a lot of press and stuff. I was a bit late to the party. This is the first album. I heard the second one first and then got the first one, which I probably like better, if that makes any sense. And then I finally got to see them kind of as an accident. They were a support for a band that I was going to go see anyway. I didn't even find out to that day that they were going to support. So that made the night even better. And they were great. And then they broke up like 3 months after this. So
Oh, wow.
here I found this great new band that I was like, oh man, they're so good. I can't wait to hear more albums. That was the end. But anyway, so this is Biters. Electric Blood is the name of the album, and the song I picked is 1975. Bemoaning how he wishes it was like 1975, and I want to be Ziggy Stardust and all this kind of stuff. All that kind of great stuff I love. Terrific band. I was talking to somebody at that Sheffield weekend I went to a couple of weeks ago because he had a back patch of Biters. So we were talking about them, and he said the singer's got some stuff on his, like on Bandcamp and stuff, but haven't checked it out yet. But I guess I should. So
that's the only good thing about sometimes when bands split up, they can almost go and create 2 or more.
Yeah, so you get like 3 bands for the one. Yeah,
exactly. It's almost like the Eric Gromwell thing with Heat. I'm really gutted that he went, but Heat are still excellent, and he's in Skid Row. It's like, yeah, all right, we'll have some of that. That's all right.
Yeah.
It's great, mate. Thanks for that. What you got then, Dom? Jam, even?
Okay. I'm not going to dwell on this too much because it's one on my long songs list, which is weighing in at 10 minutes 18. Stephen Wilson from Hank Cannot Raise, and it's the track 3 Years Older. So I've talked about it on the long songs list. So if you want to hear me talk about that, go and watch that if you haven't seen it. But it's a great song. So I'm not a massive fan of him or Porcupine Tree or anything like that. I just don't know why I picked this album up, but it's a great song. Lots of twists and turns and all that. Great song. Oh, I'd just like to say a quick hello to my friend Karen, who's a big fan of Porcupine Tree and Stephen Wilson. So
hello, Karen.
You have good taste, Karen. I love both those things.
We know there's no such thing as a Karen because he's sexist and he doesn't like women. But the make believe Karen, hello, how you doing?
I think you'll be laughing at this.
And an excellent plug for the long song show, which that is an excellent show. We did a one-off show, our favourite long songs, over 9 minutes.
Yep.
Another rule.
Another rule by me.
The rule maker ruling.
9 minutes.
I love it. Good
There's
choice.
There's a song called The Rule Maker, isn't there? Is it a song called The Rule Maker? Something like that.
I'm not sure. Probably.
Well, it's your theme song now, so.
It is. Okay, cheers for that, mate. So,
no worries.
This next song is absolutely superb. It could be my favourite song from this band. The band is Toto. And this is the 13th studio album. This will do your head in, this will, because I always talk about a number of an album, right? So it's the 13th studio album. It's called 14. right? And I was trying to, because it's in Roman numerals, I was trying to think, am I just being, am I just thick and I don't know Roman numerals? So
Yeah.
it's an X, a 1, if you like, and a V, which is 14.
14.
Yeah. So I was reading about why it's called 14 and it's the 13th album. And apparently Wiki says it's because they've had, this doesn't make any sense either, they've had 2 other albums. They may consider one of them to be a studio album, but it's not really. One is the Dune soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
And another one was like some sort of compilation thing. So obviously Toto only know whether they think that one of them is a studio album. I would say the Dune one probably. Anyway, this track is called Burn. It's almost a ballad. It's just an absolutely ridiculous, brilliant song. It's absolutely excellent. So I've said this about Toto before now. If you ever just think they're about Africa and Rosanna, that's absolute bullshit. This is a brilliant song. I think this was the last album they brought out. So still waiting for anything new. One of the members brought something out this year. David Page, I think he's one of the
long time
singer, is he?
Keyboard and singer, yeah.
He brought out like an album this year. I haven't really heard it that much, but as far as Toto are concerned, yeah, this is the last one. But some excellent stuff on there. It's still an excellent band. So there you go. Burn. If you haven't heard it, I think I included it on my ballad show as well, like ages ago. It's an absolutely excellent track. Let's check that one out. Please check that one out. If you're going to hear anything off my list today, listen to that, guys. You'll probably love it. It's really good. All right.
Lee's excited.
I am.
He's excited.
I was really happy when it came around to this
I
year. I was thinking, yeah, here we go. So there you go. Burn by Toto.
It's always good when you can get one of your favourite songs in the list, isn't it? And you go, yes, that's going in there at that position.
That was when I was finding out what albums were out. I thought, right, that's the song. That was my first choice.
Built your list around the one song, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
I've done that before.
The one song that really fucks everything up, but you go have it on it.
Yeah, so we have to talk about it. Yeah, no, I get it.
Okay, track 3, guys. We got them.
Okay, track 3 for me is Michael Shanker. This is Michael Shanker's Temple of Rock, not Michael Shanker Group. This was a little thing he had for 3 albums. This is the third of the 3 albums. The band is Doogie White on vocals.
Oh, Doogie.
And the rhythm section is Herman Rarebell and Francis Bouchot from
Yeah.
So quite a nice little band he had here for this project. This album really stood out for me. Shanker and UFO, they have so many wilderness years where it's really like they just seem to have so many albums, and it's really hard to latch onto. You've got the classic ones, the classic 4 or 5, the original Michael Shanker Group. And they've got Macaulay Shanker, obviously, but then there's all these other albums as well you just don't know. But this one was really top notch, I thought. This song is called Vigilante Man. As I said, this was the last of the 3 albums of what he was calling Temple of Rock, and then he went on the where he had the rotating singers thing, whatever that was called.
I'm not a fan of rotating singers, man. Albums, I just want the same thing.
It wasn't Resurrection, was it? I don't know. Michael Shanker something when he had like 4 or 5 singers from the past sing on the tour. And the album.
Gary Barden and all
that was in there as well. Graham Bonnet and Robin McCauley, obviously, and Gary Barden, I think. And anyway, so that's what he was doing next, and that was a really successful thing for all of them. They toured that quite a bit, but now he's back to just himself, and the new album has Ronnie Romero as his singer. So
there you go.
Got a lot going on. So there you go, Michael Shanker's Temple of Rock.
Classic. Cool. Michael Shanker. Cool. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Temple of Rock. Excellent. Love it.
Right.
Okay, Jan, what you got, mate?
Going to my brother Ed's favourite band, Incubus, from their Trustful Side A EP. Although I don't think they called that originally because their Side B only came out last year, so I think they've retrospectively called it Side A and Side B. But go on, anyway. That's
Hello, Trevor. Yeah. Hello, Trevor.
Trevor.
Oh, I thought you said my brother Trevor.
Brother
What's
Ed.
his name?
Edward.
Why did I say Trevor? Hello, Ed. All right, Ed. We might as well get another one. Can you make one for every song, Jam?
I probably can, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Dedication to every person you know.
Trevor. What the fuck Trevor come from? I don't know. Anyway, sorry.
Right.
You're too busy with that goddamn cat.
Oh God, if I just ignore him, he might go away. There you go.
What, me or the cat?
Trevor might.
Oh yeah, Trevor.
Yeah.
Sorry, the song is called Absolution Call, and it's probably my second favourite Incubus song.
Oh wow!
And I'm looking forward to going and see these in a couple of weeks because I think we're playing at the Royal Albert Hall 2 weeks tomorrow, in fact. So there you go.
Wow!
But it's a great Incubus song.
Albert Hall.
I know. I don't know how full it's going to be. I'm not sure what the capacity is there, but
yeah, they doing anything special there? Like like a sometimes they do like strings and stuff, don't they?
No, I don't think so. They were originally going to play the whole of Make Yourself album when it was originally scheduled in 2020, which obviously got cancelled, refunded, etc., etc. Then they put the tour back on again, but they're not mentioning anything about doing that. So I think they're just going to do a normal show. I don't think they played live for a while, so interesting. I have to check out the set list, but yeah. Anyway, so I'm just looking forward to going to Royal Albert Hall, as I've never been. So
yeah, I've been there once, man. Good, really good, really cool.
Been there a couple times. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Anyway, Absolution Calling is an absolute brilliant song, sort of mid-paced, catchy, like Incubus can be, and it's just worth checking out if you've never heard it. Thank you.
Thanks, mate. Cheers for that. Okay, so I'm going to a band that I actually saw a couple of weeks ago. FM. British AOR band. This song's called Life is a Highway. It's the third track on this album. And the album's called Heroes and Villains. It's the 9th studio album. At this time, I think they was on Frontiers. At this point, they still are. Just a really sort of upbeat AOR song. Sounded great, and they played this live as well, so I thought it was cool. Because I knew the album was out, I thought, right, I'm going to get one that I heard the other week, and they were excellent, by the way. FM, if anyone hasn't never heard of them or seen them, just the singer's amazing. And just a quick one, the singer actually ripped the arse out of his jeans as well on that night.
Ooh.
As soon as he came on, he like
pay extra for
that. Basically, as soon as he came on, I saw his face go like to his bandmates, and then he couldn't turn around all night. Quite funny, but yeah, Steve Overland, just a great vocalist. He sounds just like he did in 1986. It's one of them unbelievable, singers. Yeah, that's
so
Life
he
is a.
Change his trousers after he ripped them.
No, obviously, look, they're not. I don't think they're like these sort of people that bring spare jeans with them or anything. But someone could have. I suppose someone could have run out to like Primark or something if it was open.
Yeah. No, he just wow. That's amazing.
But I saw him in a really small venue, probably about 130 people or something.
That's small. Wow.
Yeah, it was really cool. Actually, I'm going to see another band at the end of the year. Even though it's a tribute band, I'm not into those sort of things. But I thought, because I don't get to see much around here, I'm going to see Metallica Reloaded.
Oh, cool.
There you go. But yeah, it's just like a long bar, and then it goes off into a little smaller room, a little stage. It's just really, it's a really cool pub. But yeah, there you go. Life is a Highway, the 9th studio album, like I said. That's my track 3 from FM. All right, track 4.
It's cool they play little places like that. I like it.
Yeah,
I think that was even one of the smaller venues, though. I was looking at their tour list, and I know Darren went to see him, where he met Jam for a beer, but Jam didn't actually go and see him. But that place was like 300, or I know that's not a lot, but this is really small. So cool. Yeah, very cool. All right.
Okay, number 4, I have Lynch Mob. Our old buddy George Lynch. The original singer is back, Oni Logan, who I love. I love that guy's voice. He's one of those singers that reminds you of a lot of different people, but you can't mistake him for anyone else, if that makes any sense. Like, he's got his own thing. I've loved him ever since Wicked Sensation. Then obviously he wasn't on the second album, the self-titled one. That was Robert Mason. And then Robert Mason was on a few other ones. And then finally, Oni was back now. So this is called Rebel. The name of the album is Rebel. This is definitely one of my favorite records of this year. Song I picked is called Sanctuary. I just love it. It's one of those where they don't really stretch out that much, but they manage to just write songs that sound similar but not the same. You know what I mean? Just fantastic, bluesy, riffy rock and roll. Jeff Pilson's on this one as well. He's playing bass on this album. This was kind of a revelation because I think we spoke about on maybe another show how Lynch kind of went a bit like nu metal and rappy for a little bit. And he called it Lynch Mob, and I got really burned by that. So I wasn't listening to anything really. Yeah. I just happened to hear this, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is like the Wiccan Sensation band back! It's amazing!" It was a revelation, and I really love it. So yeah, Lynch Mob Rebel. If you haven't heard any of the more recent Lynch Mob albums, check them out, man. If you like the earlier stuff, they're still cooking.
Was this album before or after Smoke and Mirrors? Is it Smoke and Mirrors?
After.
Because that was another one where it would like return to that sort of sound, wasn't it?
I think that was the first one that Oni Logan was back on. So Smoke and Mirrors, and then this one, and then they had one more. Yeah. So there you go.
I do love those first two though, man. Those first two albums. I know that he weren't on that first, but them first two were like played for all the time for me. Like, absolutely brilliant.
Oh amazing. Yeah, great. Good stuff.
Good one, mate. What you got in, Jam?
Hey, I'm going to go to one of my old favourites, Annihilator, from the excellent Suicide Society. Still in a great run of form for the last, 3 or 4 albums that Annihilator done. Have gone right back to being brilliantly. There was a bit of a brilliant. There was a period in the 80s, 90s, perhaps, where they weren't so good. But the first few albums, and obviously the latter one's great. The song is called Creeping Again. I've actually got a T-shirt with that on the back, I think, somewhere. But great album. Saw them live on the tour. Annihilator, great song, thrashy, catchy, everything you know about Annihilator. And I don't know if I told you, interestingly, I think Stu Block is now going to be singing with them.
Yeah, you did. I wonder what sort of vocal, because he can sing anything, Stu Block. So I wonder what sort of vocal he's going to put towards that. But that does really. I know he did a song for them, didn't he? He recorded it or something for their old album. But it's very shouty, that song. I remember. But hopefully, because he can sing, really well. So.
I think they're doing something around the anniversary of Never Never Land in Alice in Hell, aren't they? I think that's what they're touring. So I think obviously Jeff has decided he didn't want to sing anymore. So, but it'd be interesting. I'll definitely go. I'm looking out for tickets now. So hopefully they'll pop over this side of the pond next year. Cool.
Thanks, mate. I've sort of got a match here, and what I mean is I've got a match with musicians. So I've got my number 4. I've already mentioned Michael Sweet, but he teamed up with George Lynch at this point in this year.
Lynch.
Yeah. So Sweet and Lynch, Only to Rise is the album. It's the first album they did together. They've done 2 and they're working on a 3rd one, or it's recording now or something. Michael Sweet and George Lynch are very, very busy people. And this is called Time Will Tell, and it's just absolutely brilliant. I mean, it's just the perfect mix of both, because it's got George Lynch who's playing all over it, obviously, but it's just he sounds like he does, and with Michael Sweet singing over the top, it's just it was a really good album. Really like it. So Time Will Tell, the debut album from Sweet and Lynch. Like I said, I sort of got a match because we've got George Lynch, but well,
that just shows how busy they are, because you already had a Striper and already had a Lynch Mob, and now you got a Sweet and Lynch album. Same year.
And I think they are even busier now. It's just it's a good thing, isn't it? Just trying to cram all this music in. I think it's great. So Time Will Tell is a brilliant song.
And Michael Sweet is in that Iconic with Nathan James, and
he is. Yeah,
it's the whole Frontiers family coming together.
I know. Sometimes it can be a bit overkill if you ain't getting the quality. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but if you're getting the quality, or if there's loads of it and then you've got enough to pick out of it, that's fine. I always find that their main projects are always the ones, it's like the Iconic thing. I liked it. I really like it. But Striper's just so much better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And, yeah, it's always the main band. That's how you want it to be. You don't want their side project to be good because then they end up doing that. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
no, that's cool. So Time Will Tell by Sweet and Lynch. Track 5, guys.
Cool.
Okay. Track 5, End of an Era. This is Motorhead. Final album, Bad Magic. Lemmy died, I think, about 4 months after this was released. They went out with a bang. I got to say, this is a pretty strong album. I don't know if I like it quite as much as the one before, Aftershock, but I mean, to be making this is what their 22nd album. So to be even making stuff that you can listen to and think sounds good at 22 years later, especially with Motorhead, who I think some people just consider kind of a one note band, like people talk about AC/DC. But I mean, if you can still write songs that don't sound exactly like the songs before, but still sound like you, man, that's a talent. So the name of the song here is The Devil. It's kind of a mid-tempo one, him kind of growling and stuff. I love when he kind of takes it down and does that kind of thing. Brian May actually does the guitar solo on this.
Wow.
Cool. Queen, so he got in there before he died. And that's it. That's the last Motorhead album you'll ever hear.
Yeah.
But it's a good one. I would recommend the last few Motorhead albums. They really went out with a bang.
Cool. Thanks, mate. Thank you very much. Jam, what you got?
Cool. Okay, going for some British metalcore. This is Bullet for My Valentine from the album Venom. Not very well received, I don't think. It's actually, the song is called You Want a Battle, Here's a War. It's quite soft, I guess you've called for Bullet. I think I don't think this album is particularly liked by most of the fans, but this is a good song. It's very catchy, not very metalcore, if you know what I mean. It's quite soft, but yeah, just a catchy, Bullet do some good catchy choruses and some great, crowd favorites, if you like. And I think it's about the only one they still play from this album. But You Want a Battle? Here's a War from Bullet for My Valentine.
Thank you very much, mate. Was it who Eclipse did some concerts with? Was it them or My Chemical Romance? Which I get confused with those two bands for some reason. Eclipse done some gigs with them lately, or a few gigs, which is a bit weird because Eclipse are a melodic hard rock band.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like they fit with either, really, but obviously Bullet are a bit heavier, aren't they, than
I think they did.
My Chemical Romance.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, mate. Thank you very much for that. Okay, my track 5. Get confused now. I've got my paperwork too far. I'm getting so old, I can hardly read it. So, man, Tremonti. Mark Tremonti brought out a solo album this year. His second solo album called Cauterize. And this song, I love this song. I suppose the title of the song could sort of almost sum up the song itself. It's called Dark Trip. It is a real heavy, dark sort of song, brooding, sort of slow to medium paced track. I just love Tremonti. I think he's brilliant. He's almost said in the Alter Bridge video the other day, he's almost exceeding the Alter Bridge. I think the last few Alter Bridge albums, I prefer listening to Tremonti at the moment, even though I love Alter Bridge so much. I just think he's excellent. Is he underrated? I don't know. He's sort of rated, isn't he, now? I think he's gained that rating. He deserves it for sure. Probably underrated a long time because of his past with Creed. Yeah. People just thought Creed, you know what I mean?
Did you hear the Planet Rock top countdown of all the greatest guitar solos? Because I think Blackbird was in the top 10. So, I mean, some people do rate him.
Well, yeah, and it actually won the best guitar solo a few years ago as well, when like one of those quite famous guitar magazines, everyone voted for it, all the guitar players. So Blackbird won the guitar solo for that. And that's a split in it between Miles and him, but it's loads of like emotion, and he's just a brilliant guitar player. Absolutely brilliant. So Dark Trip, off his second album. That's it. Tremonti.
Cool.
Superb. Okay, track 6. What you got, Dom?
Track 6. I've got our old Swedish friends, the Poodles. Great band. They were one of the first of the new breed of Swedish bands I ever heard. Them and Hardcore Superstar are probably the first two that I heard. Not this Poodles album, but one or two before this. They were kind of the first ones where I went, oh, something's happening over there. Something's really good over there. Yeah.
And now it's happening. Now it's happening every day, isn't it?
Yeah. Now it's just you can't keep them out of the yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, the Poodles, I've always hated that name just because it's a connotation of like hair metal, poodle metal. I think that's probably where they got it from. I don't know, but it sounds like a parody band, but they aren't at all. They're not a fucking Steel Panther at all. The name of the song is called Everything, and the name of the album is Devil in the Details. It's their 6th album and their final album of all their own material. They had one more album that was all covers a couple years after this. But they're broken up now, which is a shame because I think they could really probably, they're kind of, one of the first bands of this scene, and I think if they would have stuck around and they might have gotten some more festival gigs and stuff and people would kind of know a bit more who they are. They might have been a bit ahead of their time, really. Broke up in 2018. So that's it. The Poodles, if you haven't heard them and you're turned off by that horrible name, don't be. It's just fantastic melodic hard rock,
And I think they're a bit different. I think they're a bit different as well, aren't they? They've got a slightly different feel to their music, and I think that's what makes them stand out a little bit more as well. But
I think Hardcore Superstar do as well. I think they both kind of have, the same influences, but a bit different. It's not quite as shiny and stuff as say like maybe Crazy Licks or Crash Diet or something. It's got a bit more of an edge, I guess.
Definitely.
Great stuff.
Thanks, mate. Thank you very much. Great band. What you got in, Jam?
Okay, I'm going to stick with Sweden. I think they're Swedish, aren't they? Ghost.
They are.
They are, yeah. From their 3rd album, I think, 2nd or 3rd album, from Meliora. I was going to look up what it actually meant, but I forgot. Anyway, so if anybody wants to comment on that, what it actually means, I haven't got a clue. But the song is called Mummy Dust. It's a good album. I like Ghost. I mean, some people, they're very popular. Some people like them, some people don't. They can be a bit divisive. This is just a mid-pace sort of chugging song, but it's got a strange chorus. It's almost spoken when he says it, and it's got very sort of eerie sort of feel to it, but as you'd expect from Ghost. But it's a good album. Meliora, it's got some good songs on it. Here's a good song. Pinnacle in the Pits on this album as well. These earlier tracks on the listing anyway. But Ghost. I personally really like him. I don't know. And they're pretty good live as well.
Thanks, mate. Thank you very much. Like you said, very divisive. Very catchy.
Like
very, very catchy. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to one of the most famous metal bands ever. Am Maiden, of course. Now I chose this one because it's like one of their shorter songs. It's 10 minutes and 28 10 minutes and 28 seconds long. Obviously it's from the Book of Souls, and it's the title track as well. I don't know, it's got a real dark sort of feel about this one. I mean, I didn't think the songs were so fucking long when I first heard this album, and then when you actually look at near enough every one of them, they're very fucking long. There's a couple that not so much, but I think this, for me, like people went on about, I hope you ain't got another, have you got a song off this? Oh,
that's right, you can mention it.
Anyway, people went on about the red and the black on this song. I wasn't too keen on that. I thought this one stood out as one of the epic songs. It's got a real dark feel to it. It's got that bit where they do a lot, where they follow the guitar with the vocal a little bit. In this, they do seem to do that even more now. They've got a lead guitar playing. It's almost like we've got 3 guitars. You can't all do rhythm. One of you's got to follow the fucking vocalist, isn't they? Do you know what I mean? But it's a very cool song. Like I said, it's more of a darker feel. I think that's what I like about it. Almost an eerie feel about it, because I think is the Book of Souls some sort of voodoo type evil thing?
Yeah, well, that's what the album cover seems to sort of show, doesn't it?
So
yeah, he had braids, didn't he? Eddie had braids.
So it's almost like, I don't know, the dark feel of the album. I just really like this one. I think it's a cool song. They could have done it could have added a couple of minutes on, obviously, but they didn't. So, Book of Souls, the title track off
I
the
didn't want to race
16th,
through it. Like,
the 16th studio album. There you go. All right.
Okay.
Right, track 7.
oh, halfway.
Track 7.
Yeah.
We've got a bit of a super group or super trio here. This is the Winery Dogs,
Oh, yeah.
which is Richie Kotzen and Billy Sheehan and Mike Portnoy from Dream Theater and other things. This is their second album. They only have 2 so far. This one is called Hot Streak, and the song is Ghost Town. What a fantastic song this is! God, it's really kind of mellow through the verses. You know, it's funny it's called Ghost Town because it's almost like you're driving through the desert, you know, and you got that kind of feel. But then it hits this fantastic chorus and it just takes off. Oh man, it's really, really good. Kotzen is great. He really is great. They're on a hiatus, but they haven't said they're broken up, and they hope to do something else. They did. They announced the hiatus in 2017, and then they did like a month-long tour in the States in 2019. So they're still trying to fit in once, I think, where they can. So I hope there's another album. The first one's good. I think this one's better. So maybe the third one might even be better than that. But yeah, fantastic stuff. Ghost Town, terrific song.
Cool. Thanks, mate. That is a super group, I know it.
Yeah, super trio.
Cool. What's your track 7 then, Jam?
Okay, we got some female vocals. We got some Hailstorm from the Into the Wildlife album, the third album, I believe. Might be the second album, can't remember. Song is called Mayhem. Very, very heavy, very, very fast. It's a very energetic song. Usually play it live, and she's got some great vocals on her. A lot of screaming on this song. Yeah, live favourite. It's quite a good album. There's great songs. Near I Am the Fire is a great song. Dear Daughter's a great ballad. But yeah, as you know, I love Hailstorm and I like seeing Hailstorm live. They're very good.
Trying to convince us himself there. What do you reckon, Dom?
This is your joke, Lee. This is yours.
No, listen, we all know that Jam ain't like that. It's only Dom that's like that.
So many female singers on my list, you can't even
exactly.
Even through all of it. It's crazy.
Exactly. Okay, cheers for that, though, Jam. I've got to admit, though, even though I'm not a big fan of female vocalists, I watched her live. I think I said before, and actually can even keep her voice sometimes. I don't know. It's like, you know, fucking amazing. It really is.
Absolutely brilliant.
So I'm trying to get a few bit of credit back there for myself. It seems like that. Anyway, I'm going on to maybe my favourite band at the moment. Who's that then? Who's really my favourite band?
Queensryche.
Yes. I think they are. I don't know. I don't think they can do any wrong at the moment, but especially on this album, my favourite album of the Todd era. There's been another one since, and there's another one coming out this year. This is off the Condition Human album. I just think they really hit their stride on this. Todd was great on the Queensryche self-titled album. I thought, yeah, it's great, but it was almost like it almost felt like it was trying to be a bit of a copy of just trying to bring too much back of the old Queensryche and say that this is what we sound like now. And they almost sort of, in this one, they almost went their own direction, but still kept that a bit of the classic Queensryche, obviously, as well. But this is an amazing album from beginning to end. I couldn't stop listening to this album, Condition Human. And of course, I've chosen a ballad, which is just, it is just fucking brilliant. It's called Bulletproof. It's the 14th studio album by the band. And it's, for me, like I said, it's their best one with Todd so far, in my opinion. But the new one's shaping up to be fucking excellent. So you never know. Could exceed this one. I don't know. I think I said before, the verdict, sort of something about Todd doing the drums, although he's a brilliant drummer, made it feel like it wasn't quite a band. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Because Scott Rockenfield left. And although Todd just
or didn't show up or something,
just didn't bother ringing them or whatever it was, and then blame them when they sacked him. It almost it didn't feel like a band because someone else is doing two instruments. It's like, if it's a proper project, like Todd Latour done his solo album, didn't he, with that one guy where they, but that is a project. This is Queensryche.
Yeah.
You need the fucking band there. But they've got a great drummer now, they Casey Grillo from Camelot, is it? I think he sounds fucking amazing. So yeah, Bulletproof, amazing ballad, fucking epic it is. There you go. Track 8.
Wow. Track 8. I've got Venom.
I mean,
Venom, their
fucking
14th album. 14th album for Venom. This song's great. It's really mid tempo. If you've only heard the first couple of Venom and when they really couldn't play very well, they've gotten quite a bit better. Well, it also helps on this album that it's just the singer bass player from the original band and the other two are new guys, so doesn't quite have that same rough and ready feel, but it still has a bit of that edge. You know, if you have Kronos singing, it's gonna sound like Venom. It's been 15 years for this actual lineup now, so they're quite a solid lineup. The other two have Venom Inc. I'm sure you've probably seen the difference between Venom and Venom Inc. Well, Kronos, the singer, has the Venom name. Then the guitarist and the drummer have Venom Inc. So yeah, this is Venom, the regular Venom. The song I picked is called Crucified, and the album is From the Very Depths. Kind of short and matter of fact, but really great dirgy kind of riff. Just a great tune. Yeah. So I know a lot of people just write them off because they were a bit silly when they came out, but I love all that. So
what's their production like? What they sound like, their albums now? Because I know their first couple were
they sound like other albums. You know what I mean? They don't sound like they were recorded in a tin outhouse. You know what I mean? Not anymore.
No. I mean, they
just sound like a regular metal band now.
Surely they were the inventors of black metal, weren't they?
Well, I mean, it really can't be struck how influential they ended up being after being just derided and just made fun of in the press. I mean, just relentlessly how terrible they were. They ended up being probably one of the most influential bands of our generation. Which is incredible because no one saw that coming. No. But yeah, they really are.
Cool. Thanks, mate. Brilliant. What you got then, Jam?
Okay, going for some alt metal now, and this is Return for the first album since 1997. That's Faith No More. Come back with the Sol Invictus album, which I did look this up. It means Unconquered Sun, apparently. Well, I could have guessed the soul bit, but yeah. The song is called Motherfucker.
I like the way Jam just says it, like, it's called Motherfucker.
Yeah. It's just called Motherfucker.
Does it really fast, just in case just in case his mom's in the room.
I think she'll be watching this.
I didn't know you were sexist, son.
Yeah. Motherfucker. Yeah. This song's it's got like a marching rhythm to it. It's not really a structured song, if you like. It is almost like a chant for most of it, but it's just quite good live. And they go, "Get the motherfucker on the phone, go on the phone." And it just builds up like that. And it's almost spoken. But it's just I think they might have released this as a single, which is a bit weird, but I think they might have done. But no, it's a great song. The album was really good. It's not one that I've really returned to though. I mean, I love Faith No More. Don't get me wrong, but it's not really stuck with me, Sol Invictus. But it's got some good stuff on it. And it's never going to be as good as probably Angel Dust for me, which is my favourite Faith No More album. But yeah, this song's good. Motherfucker, Faith No More, number 8.
I think I agree with you on the Angel Dust one there, mate. I think it might be my favourite, that one. Great album. That's great. Okay, I'm going to a British band that have sort of changed their style altogether, really. A little bit of Praying Mantis. And the album's called Legacy. The song's called The Runner. It's their 9th studio album, so obviously they must have taken a big break somewhere in their career because they were like early 80s, weren't they?
Yeah.
But It's weird with Praying Mantis, though. I mean, I think they're really great, but they do. Could you almost say they vary it up a bit too much on their albums? Sometimes they sound like almost like a pub rock and roll band, and then they sound like an AOR band. You know what I mean? It's just it's so I like variation in albums, but not when it's too, when it sounds like a different band. You want it to sound like the same band. But when they hit their stride, though, as in this song, I think they're brilliant. This is a proper good AOR song, really catchy, melodic hard rock band. Obviously, you wouldn't say there was new wave of British heavy metal anymore. They're just, not at all. They can rock it out a bit, but this is like really catchy stuff. So The Runner, off of their 9th studio album, Praying Mantis Legacy was the album, The Runner's the song. There you go.
All right.
Okay. Track
my number
9.
10.
10, 9, 10?
9.
Oh, no, 9. Sorry. Number 9. Sorry. Jumping ahead. Number 9 for me is a band, one and done band so far. Don't think they'll probably come back. They're called We Are Harlot. This is a band. There's a, I don't know, is it called metalcore? I don't know. Where they shout in the verses, and then they have like a melodic chorus.
Yes.
Kind of like Slipknot.
Yeah.
Or Slipknot metalcore? I don't know. Anyway, so Asking Alexander, who is actually a very popular band from that genre of music with younger people. The singer for that band is named Danny Warsnop, and he left the band in around this time, and he went and made just a straight up hard rock record with no screaming, no down two guitars, no nothing, just fantastic, great album. You'll be interested to hear that the bass player from Silvertide is in this band.
Oh yeah, I love Silvertide.
So, they
another one and done.
Yeah, another one and done. Yeah, so he was in this. This album, well, the band actually, both Metal Hammer and Classic Rock magazines both said this was the best new band of the year.
What did you say the name of the band was again?
We Are Harlot.
Sounds interesting. I like the sound.
They were on Roadrunner.
Yeah.
Great album. Really, really great album. I'm not a big fan of Asking Alexandra. I haven't, I've heard bits and pieces, but it's just not my cup of tea. But he wanted to make a hard rock record, just a straight up melodic, great record. And that's what this is. So, unfortunately, they didn't last long, and he went back to Asking Alexandra, probably because he had to pay the mortgage. So he's still with the old band now. So this was just a one-off. I think they toured for maybe a year or so, and then he went back. So fantastic record, though, on Roadrunner, self-titled. The name of the song I picked is Love for the Night. That
sounds really interesting to me, that one. Yeah, I'll probably give that a go.
You might dig it.
Cool. Thanks, mate. What you got in, Jam?
Okay, going from new bands to old bands. I'm going to have some Wasp from their album Golgotha, and it's the title track, in fact, the title track from Golgotha. This is my second long song, 7 minutes 37 seconds. Brilliant song to, does it end the album? I think it does end the album. It's semi-ballad, I guess you'd call it. It's really, really catchy. I mean, we've talked before about how much we love Blackie Lawless, is not necessarily him as a person, but certainly his singing, and this voice sounds brilliant on this. Yeah, the last few Wasp albums have been fantastic, and the title track from this is no different. It's got some, I mean, the first 2 tracks alone are brilliant. Scream, Last Runaways could be one of my favourite Wasp songs ever. You know what I mean? It's great. If you all think Wasp was the first 3 albums, I know it's only Blackie Lawless really doing a solo album, but Wasp are brilliant now. So if you haven't checked them out, check out Golgotha. This is it the last album? Have they done one after this?
No,
I was going to ask you.
This was the last album. Yeah, it was the last album. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to see him next year as well, hopefully. So that should be good. Although they're not brilliant live, because he plays about 10 songs and most of them are medleys. But go on.
Yeah. Great choice, mate. I fucking love that song so much that I've got it.
Yay.
Holy cow.
We have a match.
Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And obviously, Blackie's changed his view of the world a little bit. I want to know though, because didn't he tour a little while ago? Didn't Wasp tour a little while ago? Because they were saying, was he going to play Fuck Like a Beast? Did he?
He said he won't play it again. He doesn't play it anymore.
No, but I think because of the tour we're going on, it got cancelled, obviously, COVID, etc., etc. They've rebooked it, and next year it is supposedly an anniversary of the early days of Wasp. They're only playing everything up until Headless Children, I believe. And I think I might be wrong. I'm sure I've read in interviews. He's considering it. He might play it. So we'll see.
I've heard he's changed the lyrics. I've heard he's changed the lyrics, so I fuck like a priest.
What, little boys?
in parentheses, little boy.
I just made that one up, believe it or not.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow. Incredible.
Yeah, I do. You're right, though. I mean, everything about Wasp now, production-wise, songwriting-wise, you could even argue it's better than they've ever have been.
Yeah.
Absolutely superb. His voice is just fucking excellent.
Yeah.
Very cool indeed. So we had a match. That was pretty cool. That was track 9, wasn't it? So we're on to track 10, guys.
Yeah.
You can actually do track 10 now, Dom.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, I'll tell you why I was getting ahead of myself was because I was so excited. My number 10 is by a band called Praying Mantis.
Oh, yeah.
From their album Legacy, their 9th album. This one kind of blew me away as well. I mean, I think I probably heard them maybe their first or second album and hadn't heard anything since that. So when I picked this up, wow, I was just blown away. I couldn't believe, that they were kind of a melodic hard rock band. I always kind of put them in that, new wave British heavy metal. I know that Dennis Stratton was in them for a while, and maybe even Clive Burr was in them for a while. So I was just expecting that kind of thing. But this was like proper Frontiers, This was probably Frontiers' golden year, to be honest, because that House of Lords album came out this year, and just a ton of great material came out on Frontiers this year. So I think this was kind of the year that cemented their reputation. Anyway, so yeah, fantastic melodic hard rock. The song I picked was called Fallen Angel. I did a bit of research on this because I don't really know much about the history of the band. The only 2 guys that are in the band that were originally in the band are the brothers. Their last name is Troy, the guitar player and bass player. So they have kept the name alive all these years. And wow, this was quite a record. Fantastic melodic rock record. So yeah, there you go. Praying Mantis Legacy.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool album as well. What you got then, Jam?
Number 10, I think. I'm wondering whether we'll have another match here, possibly. It's Shinedown from the album Threat to Survival. The song is called Black Cadillac. Really good song. It's sort of become like sort of an unofficial anthem for them for some reason. I don't know quite why, because I don't think it's ever released as a single or that, but they do play it quite a lot on Planet Rock. They've heard it quite a lot live. It's just a very, very cool song. Good album. Some cuts chords on here. State of My Head's on this album. I love Shinedown. Seen live many, many times. Brilliant experience to see him live. Brett, I can't hear. He's a very good front man. But yeah, song Black Cadillac from Threat to Survival. Very, very sing-alongable. That's a new verb I've invented. And yeah, bit of an anthem. There you go.
Like guitaring.
Yeah, sing-alongable.
Yeah. I think he's a good front man as well, by the way, but he can annoy people and all, can't he?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Obviously, Dom don't listen to Shinedown, I don't think. But he can be very, I don't know, a bit over the top. He almost, at every gig, he tells you to, like, look at the person to the left here, give him a hug, that sort of thing.
Give him a hug, yeah. It's good, though.
Dom's like, I want to go now. I just want to hug the person to the left of me.
So I've told you the story before, haven't I? It was walking down the middle of that. I'll keep it brief. My brother was filming and he nearly bumped into him. Looking back, it was quite funny.
He's very, but he does get the crowd going. I mean, I saw him I saw a video the other day of Shinedown supporting Maiden. It was just a handheld, and the fucking whole crowd were going. You know how hard it is to get Maiden.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
When they're waiting for Maiden, you know. So, but yeah, he's very love the person next to you, give them a hug, and tell them you fucking love them, and then we're gonna rock together and all that sort of shit.
Sounds like a Christian revival or something.
It is a little bit like that, yeah. Without the Christian part, yeah, it is very much like that. Okay.
Fact, I think Shinedown and Hailstorm are supporting. Hailstorm was supporting Shinedown, I believe, later in the year.
Wow.
So I get confused between them and Volbeat, which I know Hailstorm was supporting one of them. I think it's Shinedown. But yes, really good.
Thank you very much, mate. Excellent choice. Right, okay, so I haven't got a match though. So I've got track 10, one of my favorite bands. I think I might have mentioned them on near enough every album. They really, I think this period of this album and the next one may be my favorites, but it's really hard to think if they are. It's the band Eclipse from Sweden, obviously. Eric Martinson fronting them. I don't like the title of this album. It's just the title of the album's a little bit corny. Armageddon Eyes. It's a little bit in it. It's a little bit.
Sounds like a Leopard throwaway.
Yeah. Apart from that, though, it's just a fucking brilliant album. I actually wanted to choose other songs off of this album, but it's one of them albums where it didn't really matter. I knew that I can leave that Eclipse album because I could just put that on the end, because you find it. I find it hard when I'm doing this list to find a good end. 10, 11, and 12 are my hardest ones to pinpoint. But this song's called One Life, My Life, almost a Bon Jovi sounding title track, as I would say. But it's just brilliant. He can do no wrong in my eyes, apart from naming the album Armageddon Eyes. Apart from that, it's a fucking excellent album. Maybe my favorite, maybe the next one's my favorite. But I mean, whatever he does, he's done the album with Wet last year, was one of the top albums of the year. The Nordic Union one he's done with the guy of Pretty Maids, Ronnie Atkins, this year. He's fucking excellent. It just doesn't matter what he does, he can just write a brilliant song. And he's got a way of songwriting where, you know, even the songwriting, you know it's him. So if another singer joins, even though he's not singing, you sort of know it's Eric Martinson writing that song. He's fucking excellent. But there you go. Eclipse. One Life, My Life from Armageddon Eyes.
Armageddon Eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
Armageddon Eyes.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like Def Leppard, but yeah, I know what you mean. That's exactly what I thought when I heard the name of that. But okay.
No, they're a good band. I mean, I'm not as,
excellent.
I don't have a huge boner for them like you do, but I do like them. They're quite
good. I must admit, like, my missus takes the piss still when I met him outside that gig, and I look like a fucking, I love you so much. I'm really getting embarrassed at the picture. It's like I'm starstruck. It's fucking ridiculous.
Why haven't I seen this picture?
Oh, it's not good. It's not good. I'm like, I'm fucking Eric Martinson.
I'm gonna message your missus and have her send it to me.
Can you? I don't think you can put pictures in the clip.
I can get it on a t-shirt.
Okay, if I find it again, because it's like, I don't know, because I deleted my old Facebook and started a new one. I find it hard to find it, but it will be there on her Facebook somewhere.
Okay.
So, yeah. Anyway, it's really bad. It's really bad. Right, track 11. We're on track 11.
Track 11, yeah. Track 11. So we had Motorhead, and now we have another end of an era here. Slayer with Repentless.
Yeah.
Last album from Slayer. 12th and final album. I respect them for going out when they wanted to, you know. I'm glad they didn't drag it out. It's been a bit, you know, I don't think the quality is dipped, but it's a little weird when Hanneman died and Lombardo left, and, you know, it was probably time to go. So I do respect them for that. But it is sad to say it's the last Slayer album. It's a good one, though. This song is called You Against You. You'll be surprised to know that it's pretty aggressive.
Fucking cat.
Pretty aggressive. And, you know, pretty shouty. But great stuff. Saw them on the last tour. It was really good. Really good. I'm really glad I went to that because I hadn't seen them since Hanneman had died. So I just was a bit like, I don't know. Maybe I want to keep my memories of what they were, but I'm really glad I went to the final tour because it was pretty
this one
emotional in a satanic way. Oh wow, look at that. Oh yeah, Lamb of God. Oh, look at that. You got the t-shirt.
There you go.
Yeah, good gig.
I saw that in Glasgow. Where'd you see it?
At Wembley, I think.
Oh right. Oh, that'd be good.
So this would be a band, even though I've never you heard me talk about Slayer, really, have you? But I've seen them live as well. So
all right.
Only a download, but I think they sounded really cool. They was headlining the second stage. A download.
Oh right.
Yeah, I was just listening to them and thinking, fucking hell, yeah, they did sound fucking heavy and good. That was probably
I do think it's a band that everyone should have seen at least once if you're a metal fan, just to experience it because it is kind of just a wall of sound, kind of just like you just got but yeah, good for them. Retired happy. That's fine.
Yeah.
Very cool indeed. Cheers. Thanks for that, mate. What you got then, Jam?
Okay, my last two ones of albums we've already talked about, so I'll be quite quick. But Am Maiden, Book of Souls. This is probably my first pick on the list because I love the song Empire of the Clouds. It's very, very different from Maiden. It's their longest song, I believe, 18 minutes, 1 second. But it's a Bruce Dickinson song, this one, isn't it? 18 minutes. It's unbelievable.
Sorry. It's a great song, I'm sure.
Bruce Dickinson wrote this one, didn't he?
I think so, yeah. The thing is, obviously, it's controversial slightly because it's got piano in it and stuff like that, but I absolutely love it. I think it's brilliant. But it's Empire of the Clouds. It's about the R101 Airship Disaster, which I believe there's more people died on that than the Hindenburg. It actually was. I'd never heard of it until I obviously did a bit of research when the song came out originally. But no, it's a great song. It doesn't feel like it's 18 minutes, which is always a good sign. But yeah, it's a bit different from Maiden. And I was really disappointed when they didn't play it on the tour either, which is a shame. But yeah,
that would pick up like half of the show.
I know, well, exactly, yeah. I mean, Book of Souls was okay. Not my favourite album. I did like Tears of a Clown. That's a good song as well. Yeah. About Robin Williams. Yeah, so there you go. Empire of the Clouds.
Wow, really too much on this show.
Yeah, guys, we're going to play 4 songs for you tonight.
Yeah.
Good night. That's all we have time for. Thank you.
Right, I'll tell you, my missus loves this song. I think she loves I think she also, not apart from the cool piano bits and all that, it's a little bit mellow at times. I think she likes the story behind it as well, because it's it's quite sad, isn't it, when you're listening to it? But almost builds you up from the people going on to the airship and the things going wrong, and it's the music sort of fits it, because when it starts going wrong, it's sort of a bit hectic. It's very cool. It is a very cool song, I've got to admit. Very cool indeed. Thanks for that, mate. Very good song. Okay, so I'm going to a German band. They've been mentioned before, I think, on here. Maybe from me, maybe from Dom. Voodoo Circle. So German band. This album's called Whiskey Fingers, and it does sort of, it is a little bit like that. It's bluesy, sort of hard rock, sort of
Whiskey Fingers.
Yeah, very cool. And the song is called Been Said and Done. This is actually the 4th studio album. I think David Reeman's the singer on this from, is it Pink Cream 69?
Ah, right, yeah.
He left the band for 1 album and then he came back again last year, I think. But this had him on it. Yeah, this is like a bluesy hard rock ballad. I've just realised I've got about 7 ballads on my list.
Not a surprise to any of us, Lee. Not a surprise at all.
Yeah, I know. But
I'm surprised you only have 7.
Yeah, I know. They're almost at this stage, and I think it went to the extreme actually on the last one, even though this one you could say is the extreme of wanting to be Whitesnake. That's the only thing I can say. I mean, they literally want to be Whitesnake. That's a shame, isn't it? Talking about farewell tours, what happened to Whitesnake, wasn't it? Having to
Peter out like that.
Cut it short. That's a bit shit, isn't it?
He was really proud of his work. I mean, I saw him 15 years ago, and he could hardly sing.
Oh yeah, I think that's really sad when you see him actually just try, go to sing a lyric and it doesn't come out, and you think,
Yeah.
And I know a lot of the time he was using this trickery, or not trickery, but what they do when they find it hard, they bring their microphone away when they know it's a harder bit, and he obviously knew when he was going to struggle, and he was bringing his microphone away so you wouldn't hear it. But it's just like we've said before, and you either want to see him or you don't. There ain't no secret that his voice has gone, so you either go or you don't fucking moan about it when you go.
No,
you know what I mean?
Well, I went to see Am Maiden last night, and Bob Catley, 75, brilliant, still singing. His singing is fantastic. 75-year-old man.
Oh wow, cool. Were you telling me off there for saying that Coverdale was shit 15 years ago?
Not at all. Not at all.
Because I didn't know at the time that he was going to be shit when I went.
No, but I mean, even 15 years ago, it ain't like it is now, where literally people are ripped apart, aren't they?
Yeah.
The people are ripped apart as soon as they get up and can't, sing a note. Then it's fucking everywhere. So you know that Coverdale, he struggles now. I didn't know that he struggled 15 years ago, but I know that he does now. No,
that's another tour that got canceled, because that was supporting Priest, believe it or not, in the States. And they canceled that tour halfway through as well, because he had some sort of throat problem.
Yeah, I think he's always had problems, hasn't he? Like,
yeah. Before the 1987 album.
Exactly, he had an operation, didn't he, where they thought he might not even be able to sing again. But I still prefer his voice, like I've always said, in that bluesy period before 87. That's my favorite.
Because you love the blues.
Yeah, it's fucking. I'm just such an hypocritical prick. I tell you, it's just ridiculous. Like I love women. It's like I love women's voices, but I don't have them on the list. It doesn't make any sense, does it?
I don't understand.
No, right. Okay, we're up to the last track.
Jesus, is this like 2 hours long today?
Free, it's as long as a Maiden song.
We do really have a great time together, don't we?
We do. And that's why it goes on longer, because we just want it to last. We're like, can we just make it last 4 hours? Come on.
Yeah.
No one will watch it, but we'll have fun.
Right, track 12.
Right. Number 12. Yep. I have a band called Sorcerer. Have you heard of Sorcerer?
Yes, I fucking love them. Absolutely. They're known as doom metal, but they're not, are they? No. They're fucking excellent.
I would call them melodic epic doom.
With avant-garde mixed in as well.
Yeah. Because they are, I think they take their, if you had to describe them, I would probably describe them as like Tony Martin era Sabbath, but with maybe a bit more of the original Sabbath in the music part. So a bit gloomier than, Tony Martin Sabbath did have their moments, obviously, but this can even slow it down to like a, Black Sabbath song pace, dong, that kind of thing.
Mark introduced me to this band, by the way.
Really?
Mark
Okay.
Blower, yeah, fucking brilliant. Yeah,
I'm going to make Mark happy, because I had Shanker, I had Doogie White.
Yeah, it's like the Mark Blower show today.
Okay, Sorcerer. I picked a song called Pagans Dance. The name of the album is In the Shadow of the Inverted Cross. They have a bit of a history. They are one of those bands that were around in the 80s and didn't get much success and broke up, and then years later got back. So they were originally together from 88 to 92. They reformed in 2010, signed with Metal Blade. This is their first album since they reformed, and they've had 2 more since that as well. As I said, it's melodic. He's not aping Dio really. It's more, he's got his own thing going on. You don't hear him, and it's not like, we love Yorn, but we can say, oh shit, he's really aping Coverdale here, or he's really aping, Dio or whatever. Doesn't have that kind of thing to his voice, but very good anyway. And funnily enough, they just played their first UK show ever at Bloodstock this year. So they are still touring and making music and coming to the UK for the first time. So
cool.
There you go, Sorcerer.
Yeah, and if you want to, you mentioned Tony Martin era. I mean, I think they've done. You can check out. They've done some covers like quite recently of some Sabbath stuff, and it's always like the Tony Martin era or the.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he's done.
So my
Dio
ears
stuff.
did not deceive me.
Yeah, yeah, and it sounds fucking brilliant. They are an excellent band, really good. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned them.
Kind of hard because like the font for their
black metal
name and the album covers, they look they look a lot heavier than they really are.
Yeah.
And even the title of the album, you know, in the shadow of the inverted cross.
Yeah.
But no, they're just, fantastic.
Don't know if there's any tree. Don't know if there's any creepy trees in there though.
I think there might be.
Scary trees.
Yeah. Okay. That's an excellent choice. Thanks, Dom. Thank you for that.
Sure.
What you got, Jam?
Okay. Queensryche, Condition Human, title track, last track for me. As you said, it's a great album. For me, this actually, you said it sounds, doing what they wanted to do. This sounds like classic Queensryche to me, this title track. It's quite proggy. It's another long song, 7 minutes 52. It reminds me of everything that you love about Queensryche. It fits it all in there. Quite a slow start, but then obviously picks up the rhythm and the pace at about the 3 minute mark. And once again, if anybody's not checked out Queensryche with Todd, you're missing out.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Absolutely brilliant. Love that song. Just a brilliant song. I could have had that on this list for sure. If it worked out differently, but love that album. Absolutely superb. Yeah, check out Queensryche with Todd. All you fucking Tate fans who won't give anyone else a listen, you should. Want Tate back in the band here? Is that what you want? Idiot.
Yeah, that's what they want.
With his flowery shirt. You know what I mean?
It's like all the people talking about. I can't believe all the people talking about Eric Martinson and Skid Row, and they're all saying it's not Skid Row without Sebastian.
God.
Do you want some female singer doing the scream for Monkey Business? That's what you're going to get. It's Sebastian Bach.
Yeah, you're fucking right there, mate. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's weird. Anyway, yes, we're ranting. We're ranting again. Okay, so to round off my list. Something a bit different, not different for me because I've mentioned this band loads, but different compared to the rest of the songs on the list. So a bit of Blackberry Smoke for me, a bit of Southern rock, an album which I probably feel is their weakest album for me, but it's still great because that's how good they are. But the song is called Fire in the Hole, track 12. Obviously, the last track is a rocker. It's their fourth album. I think they've done a lot. Their album before was my favorite, and then they've done some brilliant ones lately as well. But it's still a great song, and Vamp really pisses me off. Just what I get at. Try having that all fucking night, honestly.
No thanks.
There's no reason for it. He's just there crying. Look at that lovely doggy. Hey, Dio, look. Oh, he's like, what?
Yeah,
that cat really gets on my nerves, Daddy. Look.
Yeah. What's that cat's problem?
He just walks around crying, mate. He walks around crying. He wonders why he gets locked in the fucking hallway all night. Anyway,
we're not advocating animal abuse here.
No animals were abused during this show.
We love animals.
We do. Oh God, apart from this one. Anyway, Blackberry Smoke, just a brilliant album. Not a brilliant album, a very good album. Probably one of my least favorites, but still good. So there you go. That's how good they are. But Fire in the Hole from Holding All the Roses. That's it, guys. Have we got any honourables? Dom doesn't usually do any these days. We're going to go straight to Jam.
Yeah, just a couple really. Baroness, the Purple album, pretty good. Halloween, My Good Given Right, some good stuff on there. Hollywood Undead, one of my things that usually on the list, and it's one of my favourite albums, Day of the Dead, but couldn't get any of the tracks on there. But definitely
because of Jam's fucking rules.
Exactly. Hollywood Vampires, obviously Johnny Depp and Alice Cooper. It's mostly cover versions, but I think there's a couple of original songs on there. That's pretty good. And Wolfsbane brought out an EP called Rock, which was pretty good as well. Right, and that's it.
Cool. So Scorpions brought out Return Forever. Return to Forever.
Return to Forever.
Yeah, sorry. Europe, good band now. War of Kings, they brought out. Anyone hasn't heard any Europe? Very bluesy though, so not, you know, not really like grabbing me, but okay.
Hammond organ as well.
Yeah, Hammond organ. The EP I thought you might choose off was a cover EP by Stone Sour. They brought out 2 EPs this year.
Yeah, I did see that.
Meanwhile in Burbank and Straight Out of Burbank. And some really good cover versions. Like
yeah, they did, yeah.
Great one of an Alice in Chains song and stuff like that. Armored Saint, I'm surprised Dom didn't give that a go. Win Hands Down was out this year.
I tried, but you know, just one of those things.
It's the rule. Saxon, Battering Ram, another Saxon album.
63rd.
Yeah. Yawn Londe. Now I wanted to include this, but the trouble is it was the song I really wanted. He did something with Holter, who's the Wigwam guitarist, who was, I think he was Londe's guitarist in his solo band as well. Holter, I think that's, but they did a Dracula album, almost like a story about Dracula. But the track 2 was the one I really wanted, walking on Water, and then I had the Toto one, so I was like, for fuck's sake, Jam. That's what I was saying. I had Shine Down, Ammunition, another Eric Martinson, another busy man in melodic hard rock. He bought that was with the guy out of the singer out of Wigwam. Yeah. So he bought out an album with the singer. Joel Holkstra had his first solo album out, or Joel Holkstra's 13, Dying to Live, where he shared the vocals with Jeff Scott Soto and the one who done his last album, Russell Allen.
All right. Okay.
Great vocalist as well. And that's it. There's quite a few there, aren't there? You see what I mean? There's a lot of choice from now on, so which is very cool. But guys, I think this could, I know I say it before, but this was really fucking fun, this one.
It was
lots of piss
I think
taking.
for a very last one we should try to all get together in person.
Oh yeah. You know what? That sounds fucking excellent. So even no matter how long, if the one from, I suppose our last one at the moment, it could be this year, it could be, depends when it is, when we do it. But yeah, it could be a long gap between the penultimate and the last one. But I think that's fucking an excellent idea. I think that's an excellent idea. Just get your train ticket to Cornwall.
Yeah. All right. I'll go anywhere. I don't care.
You got to come by the seaside, ain't you? We do it by the seaside. Yeah?
As long as there's a pub, I'm fine.
Well, it's there.
It's right across the street.
Yeah. No, that sounds a fucking great idea. Actually, that would be a good crack for the last one. Definitely.
Well, if we're doing one a month, it's going to be. Well, we've got 7 more to do. Then it depends if we do 2022. So
yeah, that'll be the last.
Probably be next year, won't it? Yeah.
Sounds good to me, guys. That does.
And then we'll have like a year's reunion where we do 2023, and then we'll have it.
We've got some other things. We've got some ideas we can do. I've got a few ideas.
And that's where you meet up each other and you like surprise each other because you get like a, you know, how tall is he? It's like you, Jam. How ugly you said Darren was when you met up with him the other day.
He's a lot bigger than me. He'll hit me now.
Yeah. That sounds like an excellent idea for the last one for sure. I think we should do that. We should definitely do that.
Keep your eye on the prize.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for joining me, guys, as usual. And everyone out there, look out for 2016. It's going to be next. All right, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.